Hello, welcome back to Just Rolled Already, day 26 of the RPG challenge, and I am here today to discuss a new thing that is somewhat new to me, which is a play-by-post. And I've stopped doing this said play-by-post because I got really tired of a very particular thing going on there, and before I go into it, I'm going to give you my general consensus of this and what a play-by-post is if you've never done one. A play-by-post is kind of a online forum thing that a group of people or individuals that get together that want to do a narrative. Every single day or every so often, when you can, you post a little insert, the results of what you've done, and the game leader will go on and talk about what goes on next. And then the next person posts, another person posts, another person posts, another person posts, and it's a long form thread of almost a novel like approach to things. And it's a good thing for people who want to get a role playing fix going, but it does take some time. And to do a scene, I think we got like 2 scenes done. It took like a couple of weeks. And since then, I have stopped because they weren't quite for me. They're very slow paced. They're very difficult to go on about. You check them casually, and you can wait up to a couple of days for somebody to resolve their action if the person in charge of the room is being slow. But the excuse me. The general feel I got from it is that it's very meh. And also, it kind of got weird. The person who made the room wanted us to be these monstrous kind of creatures, kind of like a rules light kind of thing. And I went along. I'm like, I'm gonna be kind of like the master of nature, the druidic kind of person, but I'm going to go with like a bestial thing. Like, because I was inspired by Bjorn from The Hobbit. Not the movie Bjorn, but the character in the books Bjorn, a skin changer kind of concept. And he had his own little take on it. Like, he took something called, made like a feral frenzy fighter kind of thing. And I thought, oh, cool, I'll just use that because it's a house rule thing. And I take it, and it was interesting because there was another character on there who was a lycanthrope of all things when I was just being human, and he would insult me constantly about being a lesser being when I simply looked at him and said, "You got cursed, I chose this." And that sparked a fight. And he, to put it into more context of why this was such a pain in the neck, another reason I don't like it coming up, I'm very hesitant. I don't like telling these painful stories because they're so cringy and they're so annoying and they're so aggravating. It's not fun to talk about them, but I'm going to talk about it anyways because this is what gives me a general idea what these type of people are, because there was more than just him doing this. He played a lycanthrope kind of martial artist MMA mixed thing because there's a slight form of, interdimensional, multiple cross timeline kind of thing. I was from like a Celtic timeline, and I was more like a woad than anything, and I had blue paint on me, and I talked quite straightforward, and he was a from the 19 no he was from 2000, the current day technically, who did MMA, who got cursed with lycanthropy. No matter what I did when we got into a beef, even of anything else, he described himself as a 5'10" werewolf, toned like a human with, wolf-like features. He was a furry. Just gonna go out there, it's just like a furry thing. It was weird. And so I simply the game masters told us the results of everything, and then we begin to settle our disagreement on play by post. but he was on the same time I was on, and so it was almost in real time that our disagreement was being made. I kid you not. I definitely kid you not. No matter what I did, no matter how well I executed it in the narrative, I couldn't touch him. Everything was a feint and a dodge, a feint and a dodge, feint and a dodge. No, I'm not kidding. He says he feints to the left, he feints to the right, he dodges this, he dodges that. Bitch, I'm a motherfucking bear. Have you ever tried to go toe to toe with a bear when you're 5'10", 190 pounds against a bear, a grizzly bear, which goes over 10 feet and weighs over half a ton? I don't care how strong or trained you are. You can't really stand up to a bear. I don't think you can get like Mike Tyson taking on a Kodiak, because he will simply say, nope, I ain't doing it. But no matter what, he simply said that his senses were greater than mine. Bears have a greater sense of smell. That he was stronger than the bear. The bear has a bigger mass and general muscle strength. He's faster than the bear. Bears can run pretty damn fast. He could take the hit. Yeah, bears are a tank of the North American continent. But in consensus to what was going on, we had to get the game leader to show up and say, oh no, you can't do this like this, man. And he wouldn't really listen, and he kept on arguing, saying he could because that's what his training was for. And I was an uncultured creature from a time when I had to get my own water, hunt my own food, and take up my own crap. Now, the modern amenities have made man softer, quote unquote, compared to what they used to be. And it was definitely painful. And my general idea of what was going on, that I realized a lot of the people on Play by Post were power gamers, had a power fantasy. They had an idyllic version of what they wanted to be. It was so rules light and so undeveloped as a system, I should say. It was very difficult to figure out who was right and who was wrong, and a bunch of people exploited it, and they were just simply power gamers. And that's one thing I've noticed about the play-by-post community that I was part of for a little while before I just had sod it all, I quit. I just simply ended it and walked away, and I'm sitting here now, a day later, 2 days later, thinking to myself, this is definitely not my thing. Anyways, your thoughts on play-by-posts, or if I just gotten part of a weird group, please let me know. I will be making another video shortly because I had too much going on to make one yesterday, and now I am going to be finishing up this one. So I'll be wearing the same clothing, same room, so on and so forth. Talk about the next thing that's less headache-inducing. Anyways, I'm Daryl from Just Roll. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.